Welcome to Coaching with Tally. What if I told you that there is buried treasure all around you and I could hand you a shovel today and show you how to access it? Would you want that? Would you want it? We're in our series looking at fixed to growth mindsets and the continuum that we can move toward growth mindsets today. We've been on this series for a little over a week now, coming to you live every day, talking about how do we move from fixed mindsets into that place of growth mindset, and what does it give you? What does a growth mindset give you? So we've been in a series a little while now. Today, talking about the treasure of feedback. How feedback is an incredible gift that can exponentially increase your growth and actually create a shortcut for you in your process of becoming really who you most truly are, running at a speed that is so much faster, having less hurdles and things that trip you up. Feedback is a gift to you. So I'm going to give you some tools on how to access that today in a way that can be super supportive for you. So my name is Tally. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I have the honor of working with leaders to create lives that are centered in joy, that are in overflow in terms of impact in the world, really getting leaders aligned to who they most truly are, firing on all cylinders, look at life really holistically, and really creating a life that they love living. So today, talking about the power of feedback and how it is actually a treasure to give you so much in your life. So one of the things about feedback, I want to say, so this came up because a couple of reasons. I'm reading a book called Success Mindsets by Ryan Godfredson. He talks about all kinds of ways to move us into these powerful places of growth. I also have been looking into a lot of the work of Carol Dweck. She's a researcher out of Stanford, and she has a whole lot to share with us about her findings around fixed and growth mindsets. Powerful stuff. So totally recommend either one of those two things. And then yesterday, I had a great conversation with a friend of mine who gave me very great direct feedback about how I was showing up for him. And I was like, thank you so much. I so appreciate and value you being candid with me, you telling me your experience of how that was for you, because that gives me real insight into like, what if I'm showing up that way for other people? That's not that cool. Because his feedback was basically, I feel like you just assumed what my motive was in this situation. So like he said no to doing something with a group of friends, and I was like, yeah, he probably wouldn't want to do this thing because whatever, past experience, whatever. And he was like, but I just feel like you just kind of assumed what my motive was, and yes, I can't do it, but it's not because of what you think. And so that was really, really great feedback for me to go, how else, like, because I'm a highly intuitive person, I have high discernment, and so I can take that and I can just assume that I know things that I don't know. So that was really, really good feedback to go, I don't always know what somebody has going on. And to assume that is kind of arrogant. He didn't say this, but it is kind of arrogant. It's kind of an overreach of my strengths. I don't actually know what the person's motive is. So it was just good feedback. I really appreciate it. And it'll cause me to be more sensitive, more aware of how I might be showing up like that in other places. So that's a gift to me. That's wonderful. I don't want people to feel like that. So such a gift to have people in your life who will give you feedback. And we've developed this over time where, you know, we can be really candid with one another. Another great book I will recommend, 15 Commitments of Conscious Leaders. Excellent book. And one of the commitments to a conscious leader is being candid, being able to create environments where you are candid, you're open, you're direct with people, and it can be very loving and very direct at the same time. So that's actually the perfect environment. What you want is to have people that you surround yourself with who you know really do care about you and who will be honest with you about the things that are getting in your way. That's one of the indicators that I have in my life wheel assessment for friends and family. Are you surrounded by people who will tell you the things that are getting in your way and you know that it's out of love? So it's an indicator to having healthy, positive relationships. And also, one of the things that you can access incredible treasure in your life right now. So you develop those kinds of relationships simply by asking. So feedback is the treasure, and asking for it is the shovel. So that's the key that I want to leave you guys with today. So just simply getting into a place where you're asking the people in your life who you know care about you. You're inviting feedback. You're inviting them to tell you directly, be direct with you, be candid with you, be open with you, be honest with you about things that they see that are getting in your way. And you invite them to also share the things they appreciate. So I've got a stretch for you, a little challenge we're going to do in a minute. One other thing I wanted to tell you, just from my own personal experience. So I shared my story with my friend yesterday. That was awesome. And then also my experience of asking for feedback. I've even asked my ex for feedback on, hey, give me, if you would, give me the top 10 things that you think are my strengths and weaknesses. Like, you're somebody who had a front row seat to me and you had a lot of experience with me, and I would really value your feedback. And he did. He gave me a list of the 10 things he felt I was strongest in and 10 weaknesses, 10 things that regularly get in my way in a relationship kind of dynamic and experience. And it was really valuable, insightful stuff. And when you ask multiple people, you can see patterns show up. There are often things that we think we can fool ourselves. Like, our own ego can kind of get all in there and defend us and try and protect us. And it's trying to protect you, but it actually isn't protecting you. It's just keeping you stuck. And so if we can go, oh, nice little ego, thank you, but you don't need to protect me. I actually want feedback. I actually value feedback. I'm inviting this. I want this. I'm leaning in for it. I'm deciding that feedback is a gift, not something I need to be protected from. Your ego will eventually start to quiet down. Once you decide feedback is a gift for you, it's a neutral thing. It's not something that's against you. It's not something coming to hurt you. It's not necessarily rude or unkind or hurtful. When you frame it in your own mind, you make the interpretation that feedback is a gift. Constructive criticism is a gift. It's something that you want. You'll start leaning in for it. You'll start valuing it. You'll start integrating it into your life. You'll start looking for it all over the place, and you will grow exponentially. And you won't have to like dodge and hide from feedback. You can just decide you like it. It's actually that simple. Just deciding, I like feedback. I want feedback. Leaders, powerful leaders who really make a difference in the world, are leaders who move themselves into this growth mindset. And one of those ways is to invite feedback. It's a gift. It's a gift. So our challenge today is to lean into this place of feedback, knowing that it is neutral. It's not, against you. It's just feedback is neutral, and you don't have to take it on. Whatever somebody's perspective is, you can just get curious about it and go, I wonder how that's true. That's obviously their experience. And then just look for patterns across multiple people. Get curious, decide that you want it, and lean in for more of it. So my challenge for you today is to ask 5 to 10 people. You can type it up once and copy and paste it and send it out, text it out, or email it out to 5 to 10 people that are in your life that you know care about you, or maybe even don't. You could send it to an ex also. They have great perspective. And just say, hey, what are 3 strengths and 3 things that are getting in my way? From your perspective. I would love and value your perspective on 3 strengths that you see that I have. Because where your strengths are, you want to turn that up. Like, how can you have more of that? How can you do more of that in your life? And 3 things that are getting in your way, just hurdles that you are regularly like running into. And the reality is, where it is in one place, it is in multiple places. So a lot of this, I got experience through an emotional intelligence training I went to called Next Level. Totally recommend it. It's in Columbus, Ohio. If you want to know more about it, reach out to me. I'll tell you about it. Incredible experience. And it's a really feedback-rich environment where you get to practice in a very loving, trusting space, leaning into feedback. And oh gosh, I learned so much about myself. And I realized that I spent most of my life dodging feedback, dodging people seeing anything negative about me, trying to always, be the people pleaser, be the perfect, all of that. And just, it's so much better to just say what's in my way and just clear it out of the way. So have fun with that. Ask 5 to 10 people 3 things that are your strengths and what is getting in your way, and have fun. Blessings. Have fun growing.